Okay, so welcome everybody to our briefing session this afternoon for Artful Alliance. I'm Jane Gray and I'm an associate with Blue Cabin, and I'm going to be a project manager on Artful Alliance. So this is just an introduction to who we are and what the programme is about. So Blue Cabin is a charitable incorporated organisation, and it was first established in 2016 as a community interest company. And our mission is to nurture meaningful relationships between care experienced people and the adults and the organisations in their lives. And by care experienced, we mean a child or a young person who is being cared for by their local authority. So we support care experienced people and their adults in the north east of England, and we do that through creative approaches. So we work with artists across art forms who are associates with us, and we do that through partnerships, and that might be with local authorities, with other charities, and with different organisations. Our work is trauma-informed, so we focus on creative well-being and pastoral needs as well. So it centres relationships, creativity and self-expression, and we have kind of delivery, training, reflection and supervision as part of the programmes that we deliver. They are always delivered in consultation with children and young people and the adults in their lives, and then they're facilitated by the associate artists who we work with. So we currently work across the North East, but have done training wider than that. So just as an example of some of the current projects we have, creative life story work, and that combines activities that are facilitated by the professional artists along with therapeutic life story work. And that's to help children and young people to better understand their own life stories. It was piloted in South Tyneside, and now we're working across Darlington and Gateshead as well. Cool Things is a partnership project with Darlington Virtual School, and that's facilitating various different creative opportunities for children and young people. So they're sometimes based around theatre shows that are happening at the Hullabaloo or the Hippodrome in Darlington, and then there's a day of activity watching the show and then working with artists to create things that are linked to the show. We've had creative mentoring. During COVID, we sent out activity packs for the children to do at home. So that's quite a regular ongoing project with them. And then quite a new project that we're doing is Creative Aid, which is a 3-year project working with NEPACs in Deerbolt Prison. And we're working with care leavers there, so aged 18 to 25, where they'll work with an artist in residence, visiting artists and companies, and it's to support those young men to develop their confidence, sense of pride and well-being, and their emotional literacy, and to think about themselves maybe outside of prison and their artistic identity. And they'll be working to do Bronze Arts Award as part of that. So that just gives you a bit of a flavour of what we do here at Blue Cabin. I'm sure we all agree with that piece of art. So just as a background, and I know some of you will have seen all the information, but others might not have done so much. So as a background, in April 2022, Blue Cabin were commissioned by Artsmark and Arts Council England to carry out a creative consultation with care experienced children and young people in the North East. And that was to be able to understand their views of creativity within their virtual school experience. And it was part of the wider programme led by Arts Council with staff in London and the Midlands, which is looking at whether ArtSmart could be a beneficial programme for virtual schools across the country. So the aims for Artful Alliance is that as a result of that, partly as a result of that, Arts Council are keen to better understand the key issues relating to cultural and creative education for care experienced children and young people. So they commissioned Blue Cabin to facilitate this national action research programme. So we're really happy to be working with TALT. There is an alternative, and they're going to be supporting the evaluation and the action research as part of this. And so the questions that ArtsMark and Arts Council would like us to look at are how cultural and creative partners can best serve care experienced children and young people, the support around the child, so how can carers, social workers, designated teachers, and that wider community of stakeholders around the child be fully engaged to support creative opportunities and development. What's the relationship between arts and creativity and social pedagogy? And can this be explored through the virtual schools? And how can virtual schools and the children's own schools work better together for the benefit of care experienced children and young people? So there are some key things that we're going to be looking at through this programme. So this is a diagram that some of you may have seen, which gives an overview of the programme. So we're starting over here in May 23 with the recruitment and selection of 4 action research projects. July will be the onboarding of those people and projects, and between July and December we'll be running training, there'll be networking and buddying opportunities to take part in, and then December we'll be planning for the direct delivery of those action research projects, which will then take place January to June 2024, and then we'll share the recommendations and findings next summer in July 24. So with the action research projects, we'll be recruiting 4 to take part in this programme. So this is a virtual school and a creative or cultural organisation working together in partnership. So there'll be 4 partnerships that we're looking for, and those partnerships will develop and deliver the projects following that package of training and support. So each action research project will be co-led by a virtual school and a creative or cultural organisation. So they will be able to try out existing or new project ideas with care experienced children and young people and the trusted adults in their lives. So there's £4,500 for each partnership for that work. If you have additional budget, you can bring that to it as well, but that's not a requirement of the programme. So the training and learning aspect of it will include trauma-informed approaches, social pedagogy, attachment and recovery. And so they're just brilliant sessions to be part of, having been in them previously. They'll be facilitated by Blue Cabin, but also Kazoo Arts and Therapeutic Life Story Work International. So we'll be gathering learning throughout the whole of the programme, supported by TALT. And that will include reflection sessions, self-organised peer learning groups, and a space online. So I think I'll move to the next screen. Yeah. So who can apply? It is that we're looking for a partnership between a virtual school and a creative cultural organisation. So that might be something that's very new, or you might already have an established relationship together and have worked together previously in the past. So we're keen for at least 2 people from a virtual school and 2 people from the creative or cultural organisation come together to be part of that team. So 4 in total across each partnership. And that really is just, in past experience, it helps to take the motivation forward with the projects between those peer learning sessions. And ideally, a senior person from each organisation, and then a practitioner who might be more involved in the direct delivery. So the time frame, we've looked at it briefly there. That's what the dates are for how it's panning out. But the detailed timetable for the training is up on the website within the information pack. So please make sure you refer to those dates. They've all been booked in with those trainers and facilitators now. So it is important that you're able to make those sessions. And it's one of the requirements really to commit to attending all of those dates. And so then the recruitment timeline, we have this session today, and then the application deadline is Wednesday, the 31st of May at 5 o'clock. We'll be letting people know by the end of the 8th of June if you've been invited to interview. Those interviews will take place on the 15th of June. And then by the 20th, applicants who've been to interview will be informed if you've been successful or not. And then the 5th of July is when the first online welcome session will be before the summer holidays. And then training and those other sessions will start after that. And so that's a bit of a whirlwind tour of the programme. I don't know if there's anything additional you want to add, Amy, that I've missed or that's worth clarifying.
No, just wanted to reiterate that it's important that people apply as a partnership. So it has to be only, somebody earlier suggested that wasn't completely clear, but so it's just important to reiterate that we're looking for both organisations to apply together, and you'll see if you do go through to apply on the application form, there's a section we need the details of both organisations and the people involved.
Lovely, thank you, Amy.